What do you think about the idea of being open to the idea of Terrell Basham? Mike Fisher reporting on your Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have long valued the edge rusher, lots of them, in fact. I think we should approach this Basham idea not like we're biased towards him or biased to the Cowboys, but that we're open-minded about it. Basham getting bashed, as you know, and we've talked about that here in some corners, for not being, I don't know, Harvey Martin and Too Tall Jones all at the same time, Charles Haley and DeMarcus Ware all at the same time. He's none of those things. Here's what he is. His former coach with the Jets said he's the Energizer Bunny. The Cowboys have certain traits that they like in guys. They have a certain history. When they like a guy coming out of the draft and then they watch him over the course of a couple of years, sometimes they keep liking him. And that's the case here. Here's the quote from Adam Gase with the Jets last year. He's our Energizer Bunny, talking about Basham, back when both were with New York. And now the plan is to have him energize the Dallas defense. 15 sacks, 20 sacks, no, don't think of it that way. Just think of it as an energizer. And then let's look at what the electricity bill is to understand just how reasonable this whole concept just might be. Basham's deal originally reported it being 2 years and worth $6.5 million. The 2 years is correct, as is the norm when the numbers are given to the media by agents. The $6.5 million is a bit bloated. Basham's deal, according to a source, I'm told, actually features $2.5 million signing bonus, base salaries of $1.25 million, it's guaranteed this year, and $1.75 million in 2022, but not guaranteed. So the Cowboys liked him enough to say, unlike some of these guys they've signed, hey, let's do 2 years. But if we don't like you, we're going to get out of the second year. I bet you that's not what happens here. His guaranteed money is only $3.75 million. Add his second year in, he figures to make $5.5 million. And if he comes here and is a part-time starter at defensive end, that's the plan. Then that's a bargain. And there's nothing to bash here. The missing million, by the way, another $500,000 available over the 2 years based on play time, another $500,000 available for workout attendance bonuses. So those numbers can be reached, but that's not locked in to his contract. So $6.5 million is what can happen. $5.5 million is what's likely to happen, what you know will happen, as long as Basham's on the team for a second year. It's Dallas's hope that Basham can compete for a starting job with Randy Gregory. Now, we were the first to tell you what happened last year when this coaching staff, Mike McCarthy, didn't play Randy Gregory enough. And it is in part why Mike Nolan doesn't have a job here anymore. So that won't happen again. But this organization also knows that Randy Gregory, there's some thin ice there, always. That's probably the way he's going to be viewed. I'm not being unfair when I say that Stephen Jones will tell you, count on Randy is not exactly the right phrase here. We hope with Randy. And we take it day to day and month to month and year to year. Randy Gregory as a starter would be fine. Randy Gregory as a rotational guy with Basham also being involved there, that could be fine too. Basham's going to put on some size. He cut his weight down when he went to the Jets. First the Colts, then the Jets out of Youngstown State, kind of because he was kind of playing linebacker in New York. He'll be a defensive end here. Cowboys will try to bulk him up. He was a 2017 third-round Colts pick, and Will McClay, as we've told you before, liked him then. He was later claimed by the Jets. Last year, part-time starter, had 3.5 sacks, and Energizer Bunny. 6'5", 266, he'll get bigger. The Cowboys want to change that. The one thing they don't want to change is his hoped-for ability to energize. And you're not being a homer if you're being hopeful about that. And I'm not being a homer in reporting it to you. I'm telling you what the Cowboys think of him. I'm telling you what the exact dollars are, which also, I think, creates kind of a ceiling of expectations that helps you understand, the salary, the escapability in the second year, all that. You're not trying to get Too Tall Jones here. You're trying to get a rotational and maybe even a starter defensive end who can energize some of the things that you do in your defensive line. Fish out.